Hello, and welcome back to another FPL video. Game week 18 is still going on, but game week 19 is just around the corner. And game week 19 marks a very special occasion in FPL. It's the last time when you have to use your first wildcard for the season. If you don't use it now, or you haven't used it already, it will disappear and it will be replaced with the second one. So today I decided to prepare a team for you that is going to be getting you through some fixtures. You have picks for the shorter term, you have of course your long-term selection, so I think I made a pretty solid draft. The team is 102 million, so I think most of you will be able to afford it. We once again will go through the fixtures, I will analyze them, and based on that analysis, I will showcase you the draft. The wildcard draft is then going to be presented, and then I will showcase to you my future strategy. We will talk about double ups and some potential transfers in the future, so we will have a lot of fun there. As you can see, there is a sub-goal target beneath my camera, so if you want me to help that reach that target, you can subscribe to the channel. It's completely for free. And now let's move to fixture analyzing the following 7 to 8 game weeks. Looking at the fixtures from game week 19 up until game week 25, we see several teams with good fixtures and several with not so many good ones. I am going to take into consideration when building the draft, first of all, the fixtures, and secondly the form, because form is pretty important. And if the team is moving solid and has an okay fixture run for specific type of players, I think it will be good to go. Starting to see some red and Bordeaux colors, which are I would say not very correct in my eyes, but still at the end of the day I would not take into the equation the colors of the fixtures. We are going to go through them and we're going to decide them. From Arsenal's perspective, they lost Saka, which is pretty devastating. And by losing him, I think that the attacking appeal of the team goes down a notch. I don't say that they're not going to score goals before, because they haven't faced Ipswich yet as of time of recording. Brentford, Brighton, Spurs, Villa, Wolves, City and Leicester scream goals as well. So I would be looking to bringing some Arsenal players. I'm not too sure about their attacking ones, as you can pick Odegaard, Martinelli. I've seen Jesus in the team. A lot of players that are looking likely as options, but I just don't believe in them. I don't know what the appeal is there, but until I see them play against Ipswich, I will be avoiding them for now. Aston Villa just lost to Newcastle, but they face Brighton, Leicester and Everton. Everton are not a bad side, but Aston Villa tends to do well against them. And after that is West Ham, Wolves and Ipswich after the Arsenal game, so maybe a secret hidden pick from Aston Villa in attack will be okay. Bournemouth, a mixed bag of fixtures. The form was there, but now against Palace they didn't do pretty well. Brentford, pretty awful fixture run and the form is not there. Brighton, I would say now it's a bad fixture run, and in 2 or 3 weeks, 2 weeks, they haven't played against Brentford yet for 18, but they will have it okay. Chelsea, not in a particularly good form, now a draw and a loss in the last 2 games, but then Ipswich and Wolves in the next couple of games, but Wolves are picking up some speed. Crystal Palace with an amazing fixture run, so I would say players from Crystal Palace will be a necessity to bring in. Everton, good defensively, but still Forest, Bournemouth, Villa, Spurs, Brighton, it doesn't feel like a team to target. But have in mind that in game week 25, most probably there is going to be a double up. Now it's going to be moved away from 24, most probably, as the Carabao semi-finals have been scheduled for the week after the 1st of February fixture. So I would say that it will be a little bit difficult for them to fit in another game between Everton and Liverpool, but you never know, unless Liverpool loses the 3rd round in the FA Cup. I don't think that's happening, so game week 25 double up looking more likely. Fulham have a great fixture run. I would say a player from there is to be considered. Ipswich, apart from cheap players, avoid. Leicester the same. Liverpool, good fixtures, amazing form. I think as many players as you can fit in, it would be great. City, I know the fixture run is there, but I would be hard avoiding. I know Leicester and West Ham are not the hardest of fixtures. I suspect Brentford and Ipswich not to be as well, but they are playing awfully bad, and if I don't own any players, I wouldn't bring any. Manchester United just lost Bruno and he will miss Newcastle. Then they face Liverpool. I would avoid their Newcastle. probably the third best side, maybe after Arsenal and Liverpool in the league. Okay, Forest is there, but yeah, top 4, top 5 side. Forest perspective, I think they have a good fixture run and good players to target. Southampton then comes into the equation with some cheap picks. Also, Spurs, not a fan of the players currently, even though some fixtures are on the horizon. West Ham and Wolves, sadly, it will be an avoid. If I could afford Cunha into to put him because he was not going to be suspended, I would. But now with that suspension luring, I think that it's a hard avoid for Wolves players. So yeah, I will be targeting Aston Villa, some specific Chelsea player, Palace, Fulham, Liverpool, Newcastle, Forest, and that's basically it. Arsenal, of course, I'm missing Arsenal. But yeah, let's go and see how the team is looking. Enough of the fixture analysis, because with fixtures you can get up to a certain point, but I would say that going for the specific players is the goal of this video. I would not surprise anyone by picking Sales for my starting keeper. Nottingham Forest have been playing amazingly well, and he has the fixtures to prove it. I know there is a game against Liverpool on the horizon there, but I would say that Sales and Forest in particular are the surprises of this season. Maybe the form will drop, maybe the points will get away, but I think that Sales has been amazing, and I regretted a little bit not going for him on my wildcard. I'm still with Sanchez, but if I'm on a wildcard now, Sales is going to be my keeper without a shadow of a doubt. There are some options like Emi Martinez. His fixtures look okay, but Villa tend to concede several goals each game. Then you look at someone like Onana, not in a great form. Alisson, too expensive for my liking. Sanchez, probably a rotation risk, I don't know, but yeah, Chelsea are just bad defensively. Then you look at someone like, what was his name? Yeah, Leno. It's too expensive. There are some players there. Kepa, I don't like that much. Who else? I don't think there is anyone else that amazing. So I would say that Sales make the list. From Arsenal, yeah, Raya, you can go. Then you can go for someone like, I don't know. Yeah, Henderson. Oh, yeah, I lost the Henderson name. Sorry. But yeah, I think Sales is the best option that you can go for. Everton away. Everton just scored against City, but who hasn't scored against City as of late? So I think Sales might be a very, very important player going forward. Maybe the fixture run is a little bit iffy from time to time, but they have proven that they are pretty alright, and I think Sales is not going to be a regretful pick for you. Then moving into the benching option, it's Areola. I know there is a game against Liverpool, but at 4.2, he's one of the cheapest, if not the cheapest playing keeper at the moment. Storwatsik from Leicester may be an option if Hermansen remain out, or Dubravka may be an option once again, but I would personally not go there. Areola for Liverpool, for West Ham against Liverpool is a massive benching candidate, but with Fabianski's injury, I think that he will be out for a while, and I think Areola just comes in and take his place. So I think rotation pair, not a rotation pair, but an okay pair to go with Areola and Sales. You'll be sorted for several weeks up ahead, and of course you can always waste transfer to swap a goalkeeper if you have some in extra. But yeah, Sales, Areola, I think it's a pretty good addition to your side. Moving into defense, I have a little bit of a, not of a headache, but I was tempted to go for Gvardiol. I promoted Gvardiol last week, and he just hit the bar today. Then he played pretty okay in that struggling City side, but at the end of the day, I think that spending it there for him on a wildcard may not be the brightest of solutions, because I have a cheeky pick up front that I want to share with you. I know it's a big differential. I know it's a little bit controversial, but I will tell you why I pick him. But yeah, the obvious players, Gabriel against Brentford. He hasn't played yet against Ipswich, as already mentioned, but this guy is amazing, and I'm a little bit worried not owning him in my team. I think that my personal transfer for next week will be Timber out for Gabriel, unless what injury, probably to Mbum or to Pedro, happens at recording before the games have played. But still, I think Gabriel will be the guy that I will be going for. Trent is another expensive guy that remains into the side. He didn't play particularly well against Leicester. His crosses were off the mark. He got taken off in the second half from corner kicks, but he is as dangerous as always. And I think that West Ham away, after that is Manchester United, I think he is scoring some massive points holes there, and he is going to be detrimental for Liverpool side going forward. In place of Gvardiol, I opted for Munoz. Crystal Palace, as seen, had one of the best fixture runs on the horizon. So Southampton at home at 4.7 with quite rested Munoz because he was he was suspended for the 2 Arsenal fixtures. He came back on and he got a clean sheet against Bournemouth. That's a game where I did not expect that. But still, Southampton 4.7, a pretty good score is expected there. On the bench, I'm once again opting as cheap as possible. Castan facing Bournemouth at home. He just faced Chelsea and he got an assist. It was a little bit of an unlucky assist, but still it's an assist at the end of the day. 4.2, and you can rotate pretty well with Munoz. Yeah, next week it's Munoz against Chelsea. We'll see after that on the extended part of the video where we go and build a team for the foreseeable future, plan the transfers and see, but Castani and Munoz can be relied on and can be rotated well. Newcastle defender is missing from here. Their fixtures are not that good from the defensive side, so I would be avoiding it. Dara O'Shea is a complete viewer. You can go for Harwood Bellis, you can go for someone from Leicester, but I just select Dara O'Shea because he's in my team, he's always playing, and the team is not that bad. Apart from that Newcastle game, they didn't concede a lot of goals. So yeah, I would say that O'Shea is a pretty okay pick to select. Here, options, you can pick an extra Liverpool defender or an extra Arsenal. You can go for someone from Bournemouth like Huijsen or Kerkez. You can go for Robinson if you have the money. As you can see, it's 102 million because I have a pretty interesting pick in the front line. So we'll see how it's going to be received. It's a rogue pick per se, but when I'm building a wildcard, I prefer to have such a rogue pick because it's always fun to suspect something. I will explain everything there, but now let's move to midfield and see how that strong of a line it's looking. Moving into midfield, I would not surprise anyone with the first 2 options. Mohamed Salah just scored against Leicester as well, and he has returned in 10 games in a row, something like that. That is absurd numbers. I would say this guy is massively involved in everything. He had one of the worst performances against Leicester, and then he scored and he got 2 bonus. And if you're not owning him, if you're not captaining him, you're just losing ranks left, right and center. Yes, you can suspect him to blank at any point or to be not present, but I would say that this is not going to be something that is going to happen rather often, so I will just pick him and forget about it and go for him. Palmer, it's completely the same. If you don't own him, you're losing points at 11.3. Those 2 players are the premiums to go. Ipswich away, if you own only Palmer and Chelsea score a lot of goals, you'll be hurt, but if you don't own Palmer, whatever happens, you're hurt. So yeah, Palmer, once again, a player that can be considered a must. Salah and Palmer are non-negotiable, at least in my opinion. Gordon at 7.2, the answer to Saka's replacement by the looks of it for this week. Yeah, Bowen scored as well, but Bowen has an awful fixture run while Newcastle are free flying. Gordon is involved. He has 5 returns in the last 6 games, which is a pretty good number if you ask me. 7.2, he's at that price where you can pick Mbumu, you can pick Madison, you can pick Luis Diaz, but if you want a nailed player, as I'm picking some surprising pick up front, I wanted nailed players in midfield, and Gordon facing Manchester United, I think he's going to score a lot of goals or a lot of attacking returns per se. And at 7.2, I don't think you can make mistakes there. And if he's not performing, he's out for someone when the fixtures turn for the worse. But at the moment, Gordon should be in high consideration. As mentioned, a lot of attacking returns. Now, Sarr is the guy up front from Crystal Palace that I will be going for. It's a second Crystal Palace player. It's not for me to say if it's right or wrong, but at the end of the day, I think that it's a good option. You can go for Amat, you can go for Rodgers, who is having a pretty good fixture run. You can go for Enzo if you want a second Chelsea attacker. You can go for Semenyo, who may take penalties with Kluivert being suspended for game week 19, but I decided to opt for Sar as his fixtures going forward are the best ones from those cheap players, and at 5.8 whatever he returns, it's a bonus. On the bench, it's Harry Winks. It's not someone that I think will be returning a lot of points, but at the end of the day, we're not here for that many points from Winks. It's just a body that plays whenever you need him. Yeah, nothing too amazing there, but at 4.5 you cannot expect much. You can pick some players cheaper than that, but I think they're risky for minutes. So yeah, Harry Winks is the 4.5 option. If you don't want a playing player at all, pick the cheapest possible guy and save money from there. Last but not least, here is the forward line, and here is the big surprise that I was talking about. It is Ollie Watkins. I'm going to start with him. The other guys I will be brief, but with Watkins I want to explain myself. So, with Watkins, he faces Brighton, and then he faces Leicester, and he faces Everton. I know that Brighton and Everton are not the easiest of teams to target, but Watkins, for the next 3 fixtures, in my opinion, will have no one to compete against. Duran got a stupid red card against Newcastle, and I think 3 games will be the extension of the ban, and in the next 3 you can opt for Watkins as he's not going to be replaced. Let's be real. 8.8, you are paying a premium price for him, and you can say that for cheaper option you can go for Jesus, you can go for Wissa, you can go for a lot of cheaper strikers, but I think that Aston Villa are playing really well, and without that red card it would have been a pretty tight game. Yes, with that red card, Newcastle ran riot, and Aston Villa conceded several stupid goals, but at the end of the day, I think with full 11 and with Watkins up front, with Tielemans providing the ball to him, I think that he can score. Brighton are playing a high line. Leicester are not playing high line, but it's Leicester at the end of the day, and Everton, I think that he can do a serious damage in those games. It's a punchy pick. You can go for players way cheaper. You can go for Solanke, you can go for Mateta if you like, and replace Sar with someone. Yes, there are options. You can upgrade the defense and downgrade the attack, but I wanted to have a punchy pick. I don't know if you're going to like it. Share it down in the comment section if you think that this pick is a big waste or it can be a nice differential. I don't know the percentages exactly. We'll check them later, but at 8.8 you're paying basically the premium price. Now Watkins and Isaac swapped in prices. Watkins started with 9, Isaac has 8.5. Now Isaac is at 9, Watkins is going for the 8.5, but I think Watkins returns in 2 of the next 3 fixtures, with him having no competition for the striker spot. After that is Chris Wood against Everton. I know that Everton did pretty well against Manchester City, Arsenal and Chelsea, but I think against Forest they lose. Forest is one of the better sides this season, and Chris Wood, in my opinion, is going to do some serious damage to the Everton side. Yes, Tarkowski and Brandwaite are big, strong guys that play with strength and are a typical English defensive pairing, but Wood is a typical striker that can cause a lot of issues. He has not been in the greatest form so far, but I think once it clicks, it's going to pour. So yeah, I think Wood at 6.6 would be a brilliant option going forward. And Isaac scored once again in the bonus, got a goal disallowed. He was lively, he was working well, and I think that against Manchester United, especially if Manchester United try to have a little bit of the ball, Isaac on the counter, complete run, one-on-one with Onana, 1 miss, second miss, 2 goals at the end, bye-bye, and Onana is done. I think that is a pretty balanced wildcard draft for now. You have a solid keeper with a solid coverage. You have 2 expensive defenders that are going to be playing in your team, and then you have 2 cheaper ones that can rotate and can cover someone's injuries. You have Dara O'Shea in the team to cover it. In midfield, you have the 2 musts, Salah and Palmer. You have Sar with the amazing fixture run and Gordon with the form. You have the best formula there. In attack, you have Isaac with the greatest form in the leagues for a striker. Then you have Chris Wood, that is there ever present and is playing in a good side, and whenever he scores, he gets the bonus. And you have the punch pick on Watkins. So I think you have the perfect balance. Now we're going to go and insert the team in FPL team, and we're going to see how the future looks. And with possible game week 25, we can adapt some players, and we can add. I have some money in the bank from building this draft. You may have more, you may have less, depends on your budget so far. Yes, there are some omissions, like Jackson is not here. I don't own, for example, Wissa, and Bumo is not in the draft, but the fixtures are not there for those guys. The form is not there currently. Yes, for Jackson the fixtures are there, but the form is not. I think if I'm going for a punt, I'll be going for Ollie Watkins. Now, let's go and see how the upcoming future plans will look, and then we're going to wrap up the video and see what I can help you with even more. Here is how the team looks when I put it in FPL.team. I have 0.6 starting with my budget, 9 transfers from my team, so I think it's a pretty good change of scenery and of actions. I have sales against Everton, Gabriel against Brentford, not the best, but Brentford are conceding goals. Munoz, Trent, Palmer, Salah, Gordon, Sarr, Wood, Isaac, Watkins. I think I'm in a pretty good shape. Moving into game week 20, I will be saving a transfer if I were you. If not an injury occurs to someone, Sales against Wolves, big guy, big game. Gabriel against Brighton, big guy, big game. Munoz against Chelsea is going to get dropped. For Castane against Ipswich, good rotation there. Arnold against United. Palmer against Palace, Salah against United, Gordon against Spurs, Sarr against Chelsea. I will be happy to play him. Wood against Wolves, Isaac against Spurs, and Watkins against Leicester. I think it's a pretty nailed-on team, and you don't have to make any moves here. Moving into game week 21, immediately substituting sales for Liverpool, as I think that so sales out for Areola. I think that this is the way to rotate the keepers and to get the Areola shout out. Gabriel for Spurs, playing Castane for West Ham, or Munoz for Leicester. Of course, Munoz for Leicester, even though it's away from home. Both are. Trent against Forest, I'll be happy with it. Palmer against Bournemouth, Salah against Forest, Gordon against Wolves, Sarr against Leicester. Brilliant midfield. Wood against Liverpool, a hard game for him, but you cannot pick all the best fixtures there. Wolves for Isaac and Everton for Watkins. If Duran is with a shorter ban, this might be a place to take out Watkins. If not, we'll take him out next week. Now moving into 22, we have Castan against Leicester, so it's a good fixture. Trent against Brentford, Wolves, Bournemouth, West Ham, Arsenal, Bournemouth, Southampton. So Watkins is going to leave the team here. And going down to the fixtures, looking at what fixtures are present for the team, you can still opt for someone like Mateta. You can go for Fulham, no thank you. Man United, no thank you. Forest, I have. Here I would probably go for someone like Suwanke. Suwanke with an okay fixture run. Everton, not the best one, but last time around they destroyed them. Leicester, Brentford, Manchester United, you have a good coverage. So here, yes, Crystal Palace, not this is the fixture against West Ham, but of course you place sales, so you're happy with your choice. And you move forward, game week 23. Basically, if no injuries, you do nothing. Munoz here. Leicester, Bournemouth, Southampton, Brentford, Southampton, Ipswich, City. Okay, City not the hardest fixture. Wolves, Brentford, Ipswich, Bournemouth. Brilliant. Game week 24. You have a transfer saved once again. Here I will be most probably looking to offload Castan for someone like Mikulenko. Mikulenko then faces Leicester and comes on as a sub. Here, City for Gabriel, not the end of the world. Trent, Sarr. You can swap Sarr, but then Everton, Fulham, Villa, Bournemouth, Fulham, West Ham. Not teams that keep a lot of clean sheets. Then you move to game week 25. Here I would be probably looking to sell Gordon and bring back my boy Mbumu. Here most probably Wood will be gone for Wissa. Cunha might be getting back from the ban, and they will have, after Liverpool, is Bournemouth, Fulham, Everton, Southampton, West Ham, Ipswich. Games that I would like to own Cunha. But yeah, let's say you keep it that way, and still in game week 25 you can opt for another Liverpool defender here, or a Liverpool keeper or something like that. But I would say Trent and Salah is enough. Mikulenko with triple captaincy on Salah in game week 25, and you're in the money. And I think that this strategy, as you can see, we have a pretty good playing side in all of the games, and you just sell Watkins for someone like Solanke, and you're in the money, and you just do amazingly well. I think that's a good strategy. Let me hear down in the comment section what do you think about it. Yes, sales, then it's probably going to be a sell. But if you are not that picky, you can go for Areola and just keep the keeper and keep rotating them. And at the end of the day, you have some okayish options. I would not say the best one, but you can easily get Alisson here instead of sales, and you can have a triple from Liverpool, and then it's a completely different fixture. But yeah, Sar for that Palace run, it's going to be interesting to see how we're going to manage those Crystal Palace players and who we will be bringing in. But yeah, if you're on a wildcard, Munoz and Sar seems like the cheapest good options that you can go for. Write down in the comment section what do you think about that team. Before ending the video, once again I want to give special shoutouts to the members of the channel. Seth, thank you, Florin, with 5 more gifted today at the time of recording. You are a real legend. Zach, thank you for being a member. And Oscar Papa, welcome to the membership community. He got a membership as an advanced member. I am so grateful for you guys, for all of you, not only that are members, but all of you in the community. If you are new around here and want to join it, please subscribe to the channel. It will mean the world to me to reach that goal as soon as possible. I know that going for it for this year is going to be hard, but nothing is impossible. If that video gets enough traction, I think I can reach it. It's 126 people. I haven't seen so many subscribers in a while for a short amount of time, but we still have 5 days to complete it. Let's see where this journey will lead us and how we're going to go going forward. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being part of the community. Once again, if you're new around here, subscribe, like, comment. If you are even an older member or a subscriber to the channel, or you just enjoy seeing me, you can go join the Discord. You can join the league, buy the mini code. Yeah, it's completely easy. It's so good, and I am the happiest person alive with so many people tuning in to listen to me. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I hope you're having a good week. We're going to discuss tomorrow my team and how we did and how my team is going to look for the game week 19. But for now, I'll be heading out. Bye.